everyone's having a good day today. Again, I'm trying something different with my lighting, so we'll see how it goes. It's kind of a cloudy day today. I've got, it's starting to rain now actually. I've got the window open, but there's just no sun, so I've turned on some lights and I don't know, I'm working on this. I mean, I've looked a lot online, like on Amazon and stuff for the lighting and like with like the umbrellas and stuff to make it look more natural, but I mean, I just don't really know if I have the space and this room for that, and you know, some of them are up to like $250. So if anyone has any cheap recommendations, or not necessarily super cheap, just some good recommendations, you know, on how, like when I do a tutorial, because like I know when I did my tutorial, I had the great sunlight coming in, but it just didn't really do justice to the colors on my eyes. And I'm not sure if that was the camera or the lighting. I mean, I've just got this HD camera right now, and I'm really thinking about getting a Canon, like a lot of other people I've mentioned, and trying that to see if it helps. But I just don't want to spend the money yet on a camera that I don't know, you know, if this is gonna work. I mean, I know I want to keep doing YouTube, but you know, in a year from now, am I gonna have any more subscribers? You know what I mean? Like, is anyone gonna care? So please do comment down below, guys, and give me some suggestions. I am very open to any of your suggestions, and I would appreciate anything on any help with lighting or anything like that. So enough is enough with that. Today what I'm here with is some different eyeshadow primers that I've been trying, a lot of different brands, to kind of tell you what I think about them. I have some low end and some high end. So I guess it's kind of, I don't know, battle of the eyeshadow primers. I don't know, we can call it that if we want. So let's go with that. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ones here. I almost called this top 5, but that's way too many. Okay, so let's start with the higher end first. I've got 4 of those. Okay, so a lot of people are familiar with MAC paint pots, and I have the the color Bare Steady. That's why I said that, because it sounded like study. And anyways, see if I can get this out to get a good swatch for you here. This is Bare Steady, and you almost can't see it because it is, again, you know, pretty close to my skin color. You can kind of tell here. You can kind of see a little bit on my finger. This is the color I like to use when I use this to prime my eyes. It gives me a little bit of a sheen. This one's kind of an opaque. I don't know if you can tell. It's just not swatching very heavily on my finger here. It's got like a pearlized kind of color to it. It kind of reminds me of the champagne colored of the Too Faced and the Urban Decay, but it's a different consistency. So typical paint pot or cream shadow kind of goes on and then feels kind of powdery, but things do stick. It does hold your shadows on well, and I like to use this when I really kind of want a bit of a glow, or maybe if I'm not going to put anything on the lid but everywhere else. The only thing I don't like about using this sometimes is with my primer, sometimes I like to go up to the brow and sometimes a little under, and sometimes in the, you know, in the crease, you know, I'm getting older, I don't want the shimmery or like metallic-y kind of sheen. I want just a primer that's going to go on and disappear. So I do like this. It does work as far as for a primer, and there's lots of different colors to choose from. So if you have different colored looks and you want a certain color under, I mean, it's very helpful to have a colored primer to start off to kind of change the look of your colors. So I do really like these. They do a great job. There are other colors that some people use that are more just beige or not so shimmery, but this is just always the one that I prefer to use. And I can't remember, I think Painterly is the one that most people use. And I actually don't have that one. I've never seen it, but I don't think it's a shimmer. Okay, next one I have, and this is just one that I got a sample with one of my Lorac palettes. And this is Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. And this one is similar to the Urban Decay. It's got a little squeezy thing, and it will disappear on your lids. There is no, when you put it on there, it is very similar in consistency, and it is just this creamy little thing here. And when I rub it in, it completely disappears, and it leaves nothing on your lids but just that kind of smooth feeling, almost like you're putting a primer on your face, but on your eyelids. I guess that's why it's called a primer. So this one also I really do enjoy. I'm not sure how much this is full price. I'll have to list everything down below for you guys of prices for these. This one you can purchase at Kohl's, Ulta, Lorac.com. A lot of the times when you get one of their palettes, you'll get one of these to try, but they do sell it full size as well. This is absolutely fantastic. Would I buy the full size of this? Excuse me, I have an itch. If it didn't come in my palette, probably not, because I had tried enough high-end primers and I kind of knew what my favorite was, which we will get to. So, I mean, I'll use this up because I got it, but it is still not going to be one of my favorite just disappear into your eye primers. So, but it is great. If this is something you're interested in, this is a brand you like. I mean, I have all day wear from as soon as I get up in the morning, put it on my face till before I go to bed. I mean, my shadow is still going strong. It's not creasing. The color is still pigmented with all of these, actually, that I'm about to mention in the high-end section. I'm finding absolutely no problems at all with that. So this is an excellent primer. This is one that I would recommend. Basically, I guess we can call this what I'd recommend and what I wouldn't, maybe. I don't know. We can call this, I'll figure out what we'll call the video. Okay, so this one is actually my favorite, and this is still the old one because it lasts so long. The new one has a doe foot applicator that you don't need much of this at all. And it lasts so long, so just don't have the doe foot applicator one. This is the Urban Decay Original Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and they come in lots of different ones. They have an anti-aging. They have Eden, which is kind of gonna, if you need to cancel out any kind of blue, you know, any discoloration or real veiny eyelids, anything like that. I don't have to cancel anything out, so I just use the original because I'm kind of sloppy with putting it on. This just disappears. You don't notice it. Hangs onto your eyeshadow like nobody's business. Gives you pigment. I don't crease. This is my absolute favorite eyeshadow primer from the high-end section, or high-end products, I guess. And this is just the original, but like I said, there's lots of different ones that you can try from Urban Decay if this one is not the particular one that you want to get. This is a full size, but again, they do have when you open them, they look very similar. They just, when you pull this out, it has a doe foot applicator on it instead of a squeezy tube. A lot of people like that. I actually like the squeezy tube. And this, I mean, I can show you, is a lot like the Lorac. Goes on like this. Rub it in. This one's a little thicker than the Lorac. Feels like a wonderful soft primer. And you can't see anything. It just completely disappears into your skin. That is also an awesome one. Now this is Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And I got this with a palette, actually, with the Vegas Nay palette. And I've been wearing it every day. And to me, it is just as good as the Urban Decay. I just am an Urban Decay. That's been my like ride or die holy grail primer for just one that disappears into my lids for many years now. So I mean, it's great. But I mean, if this one was on sale and that one wasn't, I would get this one because it's just as good. I really enjoyed it. Same exact idea. I believe theirs is a squeezy tube as well. Same consistency, disappears. They also have a glitter glue. It's a stickier texture to keep your glitter on. And they have, what else do they have? Like a champagne colored one. I think they might have another one. If they do, I'll mention it right in here. But they do have a couple different ones. This one also, when I wear it, my shadow stays on all day. And actually now it's about 6 o'clock at night, and I used this one today. And I mean, my shadow, if you can tell, still going strong, not creasing. And I put it on about 7:45 this morning. So almost 12 hours. I mean, I really, really like them all. The MAC Paint Pots, Lorac, they're all great. I mean, I recommend any of these if you are wanting to purchase a high-end primer. Okay, now let's get to the drugstore, because I have found some awesome drugstore ones as well that honestly, if I run out of some of my high-ends, there is one in the drugstore that I would be fine purchasing. And it's extremely inexpensive, and it works just as well to me as my Urban Decay. So there is one out of the bunch that I did not like, so let's get started with that one first. This is the E.L.F. Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer. This, I didn't feel like I got any extra pigmentation. It's got the doe foot applicator, which is great. I didn't like the consistency. I felt like it was hard to blend. It's kind of a thick consistency, and I mean, it goes on kind of peachy color, doesn't quite disappear, but I don't know if you can tell it. I feel like this one really settled into my lines and wrinkles. It just didn't glide on, and the shadow just didn't glide over it. I mean, it hang on to it for a little bit, but I just didn't feel like the pigment was there, and I didn't like the consistency of this one. It just, to me, it wasn't like the Urban Decay or the Shadow Insurance, Lorac, the MAC. It just didn't have that consistency. It was chunky, it was thick, and it just like soaked into all my lines and just showed them all. I did not like that one at all. I do not recommend that one. However, the NYX Proof It eyeshadow primer, I thoroughly enjoyed. And again, doe foot applicator, goes on like this, very kind of liquidy feeling. rub it on in, and it is very similar to the Urban Decay and Shadow Insurance, the Too Faced. So this one, I mean, when I wear this one, it holds on, and I have like done some like for like a week at a time since I've gotten these. Like I'd wear a whole one for a week and kind of just write down like what I was thinking and stuff, and how it would wear like on a day that I would go out in the heat. And I mean, this one did not let me down. I want to say one day I had eye makeup on for about 16 hours. This puppy hung on to it. It didn't budge. It was still on. It looked great. So if you're looking for an inexpensive eyeshadow primer, you can definitely find it with the NYX Proof It, because it's an excellent eyeshadow primer, and to me it's just as good as the Urban Decay and the Shadow Insurance. So there you go. All right, and then I have one that's even cheaper that is also quite amazing. And I want to say, who recommended this? Okay, so there's someone, it's Marnie, Miss Gold Girl. I'll link her down below if you guys haven't checked her channel out. Oh, she's one of my favorites. She's got great videos. This is Wet n Wild. It's the Fergie. It's called Take on the Day Eyeshadow Primer. And this is just also, it's got the squeezy tube, and it's just like the Urban Decay. I'll kind of show you in consistency. It goes on just like it, hangs on to it all day. And I want to say this is like $3. Goes on, I mean, same thing. It's not sinking into my lines and wrinkles. It just goes on, and it's absolutely beautiful. Well, I mean, it's not any color, but I mean, it just has your shadow, makes your shadow look absolutely beautiful. It keeps my shadow on all day long. So, I mean, if you're looking for a drugstore eyeshadow primer, one of these puppies, you can go. I want to say this is like maybe $7, and I'll link prices of everything down below, and this is maybe $3. These are absolutely excellent. Could I go without my Urban Decay now that I know I like these just as much? Yes, honestly, I could. I would totally be okay with saving the extra, because I want to say the Urban Decay is like 20 bucks. Saving the extra money and spending it on something else, or just saving it and getting these instead. So yes, I would use these over that if I ran out of that, and I probably would. I have too many as it is over here, and I'm going to go ahead and use them up, and I'll probably honestly repurchase one of these just because they're less expensive and they work just as good to me. I've had this forever. If you keep the lid on tightly, they won't dry out, but I also use it as a shadow, so I'd probably repurchase this because I like the color on the lid too. This guy I probably just need to throw out or see if someone else would want it. Maybe they'll like it. I just didn't like this guy at all. I mean, it's a great price, but I just did not like the consistency, or it settled into my lines and wrinkles, and I just didn't like that. I mean, I'm already, I don't need to add on to that or accentuate any of those. There's enough there. I'm good. I'm good. No more. I don't need any more. I know it's going to happen eventually, but I don't want any more, So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Those are just some of the ones that I've tried. Comment down below some other ones that you guys have tried and you'd like, because I always am looking for a good primer that, to try, because, I mean, you never know. I could find one that I haven't found yet, and I could absolutely love it even more than these. So you never know. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. And again, don't forget to like and please subscribe so that all my videos will pop up in your feed whenever I put a new video up. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll talk to you later. Bye.